Hello all. In today's class, we are going to discuss transitive and intransitive verbs. As you all know, commonly sentences would consist of three components. First one subject, second one verb, and third one object. In any sentences, we expect a subject to be there, a verb to be there, and an object to be there. Subject is the one who does the action, verb is the action word, and object is the one who suffers the effect of the action. So generally, we expect a subject, verb, and object in any sentence. In English language, the subject, object, and verb appears in the following order. Subject comes first, verb, then object comes finally. That is the main order that we come across in English language. Subject comes first, then verb, then object. Verbs are mandatory for all sentences. That is, we cannot form a sentence without a verb. We can form sentences without even a subject, and we can definitely form a sentence without an object, but we cannot form any sentence without a verb. For example, get up. This is a sentence. That is, when you say get up, it is a sentence. Here there is no subject, no object, only verb. Silent. Here there is no subject, no object, only verb. Go away. Here there is no subject, no object, only verb. These are imperative sentences. So, verbs are mandatory for forming any sentence. Now, intransitive verbs. Verbs that are used without an object are called intransitive verbs. That is, there would be a subject and there would be a verb, but there would be no object. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. For example, look at the sentence, I have been working all day. Here we have a subject, I have been working all day is the verb. Here there is no object. So, such kinds of verbs are called intransitive verbs. Verbs that are used without an object. Here the action concerns only one person and you describe only that person. I have been working all day. Here the action concerns only one person, that is I, and you describe only that person. So, intransitive verbs are verbs that are used without an object. There would be a subject, there would be a verb, there would be no object. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. Many intransitive verbs describe physical behavior or movement. For example, as the boys arrived, the girls departed. Here, movements or physical behaviors are shown. As the boys arrived, the girls departed. These are intransitive verbs. There are no objects. The wind subsided, the sun came out, and the water receded. This is again intransitive. Here there is no object. The wind subsided, the sun came out, and the water receded. Here there are only subjects and verbs. There are no objects. So, most often intransitive verbs describe physical behavior or movement. Look at another sentence. She wept bitterly on hearing this news. Here we have a subject, she wept bitterly. It is the verb on hearing this news. That is an prepositional phrase. So, she wept bitterly on hearing this news. Here, she is the one who is weeping, and weeping is the verb, and bitterly denotes how she cries. That is an adverb. So, here there is no object. If there is an object, we can understand it by asking the question who or what to the verb. That is, she wept. Who? She wept. What? So we do not get any sensible answer to the question who or what when we ask that to the verb. She wept. Who? She wept what? Then we can understand that here there is no direct object. So this is an intransitive verb as there is only subject and verb. However, there is this piece on hearing this news. This is a prepositional phrase. On is the preposition. On hearing this news is a prepositional phrase. So, intransitive verbs are often followed by a prepositional phrase or adverbial phrase which gives more information about the action. Here, on hearing this news gives more information about why she is weeping. She is weeping because she heard some news. She wept bitterly on hearing this news. So, in intransitive verbs, there would be only subject and verb. However, followed by this verb, there can be a prepositional phrase or an adverbial phrase. Here, in this particular example, she wept bitterly on hearing this news. On hearing this news is a prepositional phrase. So, intransitive verbs consists of only subject and verb. However, intransitive verbs are often followed by a prepositional phrase or adverbial phrase which gives more information about the action. Now, transitive verbs. In transitive verbs, there would be a subject, verb and an object. Verbs that are used with an object. Such verbs are called transitive verbs. I really want a new job. Here we have a subject, I really want. That is the verb. A new job. That is the object. When we ask the question who or what to the verb, we get an answer. That is, I really want. Who? We have no answer. I really want what? We get an answer. That is a new job. So, when we ask who or what to the verb, if we get an answer to one of these questions, that means it has an object. I really want what? A new job. But some transitive verbs can have two objects, an indirect object followed by a direct object. Direct object can be easily identified by asking who or what to the verb. Here, in this particular example, I really want a new job. We have a direct object, a new job. Because when we ask the question who or what to I really want, we get an answer. I really want what? A new job. So, a new job is a direct object. So, remember, some transitive verbs can have two objects, one direct object and an indirect object. We can identify the direct object of a transitive sentence by asking the question who or what to the verb. I really want what? A new job. So, a new job is the direct object. Look at another sentence. She brought me my breakfast in bed on a silver tray. Here we have two objects. Me, my breakfast in bed. So, we can identify the direct object by asking the question who or what. She brought what? My breakfast in bed. So, here the direct object is my breakfast in bed. Indirect object is me. So, here we have two objects, direct and indirect. Indirect object is me and direct object is my breakfast in bed. We can identify direct object by asking the question who or what to the verb. She brought what? My breakfast in bed. We do not add a preposition between a transitive verb and its object. This is a thing to remember. For example, look at the sentence. He wrote a letter to me. This is a transitive verb because we have the subject he, verb wrote, a letter. That is the direct object. To me is the indirect object. He wrote what? A letter. So we have the direct object, a letter. Indirect object, me. However, we must remember that in transitive verbs, we can never use a preposition between a transitive verb and an object. He wrote a letter. We cannot use a preposition between the verb wrote and the object a letter. That is, we can never use it like he wrote for a letter to me. We can never split the verb from the object in the case of transitive verbs. These are the main points when we study about transitive and intransitive verbs. To sum up, intransitive verbs are verbs that are used without an object. Transitive verbs have both subject and object. In the case of some transitive verbs, there would be a direct object and an indirect object. Direct object can be identified by asking the question who or what to the verb. If it answers to the question who or what to the verb, we can understand that that is the direct object. Generally, we can identify if there is an object by asking the question who or what to the verb. If we get the answer to one of these questions, that means it is the object of that sentence.